Hey guys, today we have another jacket battle showdown on our hands, this time between the Arcteryx Cerium LT versus the Patagonia Down Sweater. That's next. Welcome to Backcountry Renegade. I'm Jeff. Today we are looking at two popular lightweight down jacket options. The first being the Arcteryx Cerium LT. The second being the popular Patagonia Down Sweater. Both these jackets are made of really high quality down. They're both lightweight and highly compressible. But there's a lot of differences between the two. These are both popular jackets for hiking, backpacking, and you can use them even as a mid-layer underneath a shell. But let's take a look a little bit more in depth of each jacket and find out what might be the better buy for you. The down sweater is a classic jacket from Patagonia. It's also one of their top selling jackets and has been around for over 10 years with little alterations. It comes in multiple sizes and colors and can even come in a hooded version. It has a regular fit and sells new for $229. It is made of global traceable down and the shell is made of recycled materials. It's touted as being able to give perfect amount of warmth. Now, the Cerium LT is one of the top-selling lightweight down jacket layers from Arcteryx. It uses premium down for great loft while being also light. It provides a nice balance of warmth, lightweight, and functionality. It also comes in many sizes and colors, and it comes in a hooded version like this one here, but also a non-hooded version and also a vest. It costs $379 for this hooded version, and for the non-hooded version it is $30 cheaper. In my opinion, it's very much worth to get the hooded version considering only $30 more. Looking at these two layers here, there are a lot of similarities, but also some differences to note. First, the similarities. Both these jackets are lightweight and compressible. Both these jackets have a great warmth to weight ratio. Both have elastic cuffs. Both these jackets can serve as a layer underneath a shell or a standalone layer that is insulated. Both are also waterproof to an extent. Now let's consider the differences as we look at each of the features of each. Let's take a look at the shell fabric first. The down sweater is made of wind-resistant ripstop polyester. It is 20 by 30 denier in certain areas. It is 30 where it's a little bit more rugged for durability needs. It is also treated with a DWR finish to help repel water, and it sheds light rain but is not fully waterproof. The polyester is made entirely of recycled material from previous year's jackets, so that is pretty neat. Now the shell of the Cerium RT is made of Artero tin nylon shell, which provides great lightweight and durability. It is a wind-resistant shell. It is a tin denier ripstop nylon, which is fairly thin and can be a little bit less durable. But it also helps make this jacket extremely lightweight. It has a DWR finish. It's super light, durable, waterproof, and water repellent, but it's also not completely waterproof. Let's talk about the insulation. The down sweater is made of 3.67 ounces or 85 grams of 800 fill power European down. So that's a really good high quality, super lofty down, and you can get a ton of warmth with it being lightweight. This down is actually called Advanced Global Traceable Down, which means you can trace the down from farm to factory so you know exactly where you are getting this down from. The geese were never force-fed or live-plucked, which is the best sustainable way to source down. On the downside of this, it's not hydrophobic down, which is coated with mink wax, so it is not as water resistant as it could be. I would have really loved to see hydrophobic down in this jacket. So it will get wet, and when it does, it will lose its loft. Now let's consider the Cerium LT. This is made of 3.6 ounces of 850 fill power down. So this is a lot higher premium down and higher loft, which adds for provided warmth, extra loft, but lower weight. It also uses down composite mapping, which strategically places core loft synthetic insulation in moisture prone areas like beneath the armpits here and in the collar here and in the cuffs. Those are areas that are more prone to moisture and getting wet. So what they did is they added 80 to 100 grams of core loft synthetic here to balance the added weight with some synthetic to add for properties to perform better when it is wet. Let's consider the weight. The weight of the down sweater is 371 grams or 13.1 ounces. Compare that to the Cerium LT, which is 305 grams or 10.8 ounces, and that's even with a hood. So you're getting a 65 gram difference here, and you have an added hood, and so the Cerium LT is 65 grams lighter than the down sweater, which has no hood. Let's consider the warmth. The down sweater started to feel cold for me around 19 degrees Fahrenheit, where the Cerium LT was very similar, but it started to feel cold around 17 degrees Fahrenheit. So the Cerium LT is very similar in warmth to the down sweater, but you're doing it with 4 ounces of less weight here, which is often because of this higher loft and lighter denier of the shell. So the Cerium LT really wins in the weight to warmth ratio. Let's talk about the quilting pattern. The quilting pattern of the down sweater has these down baffles here that go from the sides and the arms and into the collar. The Cerium LT also uses the down baffles to really help hold the down in place, but it does go away from that where it uses the synthetic insulation under the armpits and right here into the collar area. Let's talk about the pockets. The pockets, both of them, as you see, have side pockets. Now, the down sweater is about typical length where you would expect that to happen. Where you look at the Cerium LT, the pockets are a little bit higher up, and they ride a little higher up for the purpose of being able to wear a harness and not interfering with the pockets. So you can stuff your hands in your pockets while wearing a harness and it doesn't interfere. It also is helpful if you're wearing a backpack. You can wear the hip belt around and not interfere with the pockets. Also the cuffs, for the down sweater, you have these elastic cuffs here. So you have a little bit more elastic, the elastic stretchy enough to go over some gloves. Where the Cerium LT, you look at the elastic and it is slimmer. It's more tucked away in there, but it's a little bit stiffer than the elastic that you have in the down sweater. Let's talk about the hem draw cord. The down sweater, if you look underneath, has 2 hem draw cords to tighten it up, and it's on the inside of the jacket. Compare that to the Cerium LT. You also have 2 draw cords to really cinch down the bottom so cold air doesn't get in. Let's talk about the fit. The down sweater, as you can see, is a little bit more bulky, looser fit, more relaxed kind of fit, where the Cerium LT, the Arcteryx, is really known for their nice athletic fit. Now, this is not a fit for everyone. If you're a little bit more husky or a bit more muscular, this may not work for you. You may want to favor the down sweater as it's a little bit more forgiving and a little bit looser. Now, the Cerium hood has great movement. It is one of my favorite hoods I've ever worn, and I opted for the hooded version because of this. It's not too bulky, it's not too tight, it's a storm hood, and so that means it's not going to go over a helmet, and you're really not going to put it underneath the helmet because it's going to scrunch all the down and in its loft. So you do also have a single draw cord in the back of the hood so you can tighten it down around your head as needed. Now let's talk about compression. The down sweater actually compresses into the inner chest pocket here. So you have this inner chest pocket and you can compress the whole jacket into that. All right, so there is the down sweater, and you also have this little tab here that you can hang it on a carabiner if you'd like. Now the Cerium LT can also compress, but sadly it doesn't compress into its pockets or this inner one. Instead, it has a little stuff sack that it comes with. Now I like to take the stuff sack off and use it like that, but it does connect in here. So if you're prone to losing a stuff sack, which I am, it can connect right in here. But I disconnected it just because it does provide a little bit extra weight. But as you can see, it can also stuff into this stuff sack here. So the stuff sack doesn't have a zipper. It has this little cord here that you can cinch it down. And as you can see, this does compress it really nice and small compared to the down sweater. Now, it does take a little bit longer to get in here, and you wouldn't want to use it too long in here because it is compressing it down pretty hard. Now, just feeling the weight here, you can definitely feel that the down sweater is going to be the heavier of the 2 jackets. So you also have a little carabiner holder here if you'd like to attach it as well to that. So anyways, that is how the 2 jackets compress. So who won the jacket battle for me? Was it the Patagonia Down Sweater or the Arcteryx Cerium LT? For me, I have to give it to the Arcteryx Cerium LT. And for me, it's because the pros really outweighed the cons. And the first pro is the fit. The Cerium LT has a much better fit, in my opinion, for me personally, than the Down Sweater. And it just feels nice and trim. It's not too bulky, it's not too tight, it's just like a perfect fit. I like it because it comes down a little bit back here to cover your butt area, but it also goes up a little bit more so you can wear a harness nice and even. And it's just a very nice feel, nice fit overall for a down jacket. Another pro for the Cerium LT is I believe it's actually more stylish in my opinion. For me, it just feels like a more natural jacket to be wearing even around town, but also you can use it as a layer or a nice insulation piece when you're going out backpacking or up into the mountains. Another big pro about the Cerium LT is it actually uses higher quality down than the Down Sweater. The Down Sweater is going to be using more 800 fill, where the Cerium LT actually uses 850 fill, so a little bit higher quality, which means you get more loft for less weight and it stays even warmer. So that's a really cool thing. It's slightly lighter as well, and it's slightly warmer, in my opinion, than the Down Sweater. So it's because of the premium down that it uses. Another pro about the Cerium LT, in conjunction with the premium down, it also uses Coraloft synthetic insulation in certain areas like underneath the arms and on the sides, areas where you tend to sweat a little bit more. So if you do sweat and it gets wet, it's still going to maintain its warmth, where the Down Sweater is fully down. So if you do sweat in those areas, you will start to get damp and cold in those areas as well. Another pro about the Cerium LT is it's better articulated for, let's say, a harness, a climbing harness. You can wear a climbing harness. The pockets are a little bit higher than you do have on the Down Sweater, and you do have this nice trim in the front to make it nice and accessible. Even if you're wearing a backpack and you have the hip belt going around you, it's still nice and accessible and it doesn't hinder any motion. Now let's consider the cons. The first con about this is it's going to be pricier than the Down Sweaters. Another con about the Cerium LT is it doesn't stuff into its own pocket. Instead, they provide like a little stuff sack that you can stuff it in, but I can see myself probably losing this if I'm not careful. You can stuff it in the inner chest pocket, but it's just another additional piece for weight when they could have easily had it stuffed into its own pocket like the Down Sweater can. So one of the cons about the Cerium LT to consider. Another con about the Cerium LT is I really would have loved it if it uses hydrophobic down, which means it has mink wax built onto the feathers so that if it does get wet, it's not going to de-loft and sag as much as it would with just regular down. So who won the jacket battle for you? Was it the Patagonia Down Sweater or the Arcteryx Cerium LT? Which one would you go with and why? Leave me a comment in the comments section. If you like what you saw, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more content like this, and also hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything else. And as always, thanks for watching.